How's it going, everyone? Sethphir here, and welcome back to another Tower of Fantasy video. This is going to be the Day 8 guide. We're going to be talking about a lot of important things here, including a lot of good tips for Frontier Clash, and some of the stuff coming up most likely tomorrow, which is going to be Wormhole. So we're going to start preparing for the future. There's a few other nuances, like the story mission has a long unlock time, so there's going to be a lot of good things that's going to be useful in here, even beyond Day 8. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Next, we're going to Speedrun, our daily checklist. This is the stuff we've been talking about every video. So when you log in, you're going to want to go ahead and do your bounties first. Bounties are your biggest priority because you want to make sure that you get your Merc rank up. After that, you're going to finish the main story, and today you're going to stop at the continue investigation point. And there is something special here. If you notice, the next chapter in the top right of my screen unlocks in 42 hours. That means we are not going to get a new story tomorrow, and it's going to take a while. And this is where the XP grind starts. We're going to talk about that later. Next, after you do that, you're going to want to make sure you go ahead and do your runes. There are 2 new runes today, including A02 on hard mode, which will give you some shards for the strange cube, which is not bad, as well as purple currency, which we will get into later in the video. And then you also have D03. I like this one. You just go in and you fight a boss. It's really cool, and later on this guy gets really hard. So let me know how you did against this boss. You also get 5 Type V armor relic shards, so that's going to be good, including a purple helmet, which you may not have already, so this is going to be a nice one to check out. After that, you're just going to make sure you have your Mia's Kitchen, of course. Make sure you claim that for free experience, and Vitality will remain the same today. There is nothing new that I can teach you on Vitality. Priority on the 3-star interstellar explorations, and then just focus on dimensional trials and space-time. Now that we have that out of the way, you should be level 40. The cap is level 40, and filling up this bar at some point today is going to be a good idea because tomorrow we're not getting new main story. We're just not. So you're going to have to hard grind that experience through supply pods. This is going to be a great time to cash in on that. You can cash in on zone exploration. Make sure you're making use of your vitality. All of that good stuff will be good, but for today, just hard grind. You can maybe focus on some side quests. You can get some supply pods, whatever you want to do, or just loot infinite green chests and password chests with the force open. That's going to be your go-to. Okay, now with that out of the way, the extra daily checklist is going to be training. Make sure you get that done. For me, it was the bat thing and the soccer game again, so I got repeats, unfortunately. So it is what it is, but we got something in there. And then we have the daily gifts as well, so make sure you're collecting your daily gifts. That is going to be from the black market here. Hopkins is going to be in the black market, and then Cetus Island Claw Machine in the back next to the NPC Slayer. Make sure you check that one out, get your free awakening gifts. Once you've done all that, make sure you visit Hykros for the search farm. Hykros is going to be a really good place for you to go to get machine parts, so search all around in these trash cans and bins. And once you have finally done all that, make sure you maintain your vehicle. The vehicles have locks on like how much you can maintain them over time, so I'm already capped. I'm just waiting on extra stuff to open up, and I don't have any more refreshes, so make sure you get up there. Your vehicle should be pushing towards level 40 at this point. Okay, now that we got all those things covered, that's the daily stuff, right? Let's get into the new stuff, the meat and the bones here. We're talking about Frontier Clash. Frontier Clash is available. Frontier Clash is a challenge difficulty level mission, and it is going to come with a lot of cool stuff. You're going to get purple gear inside of here. This is the first time we see purple gear. It's completely random. You could get some, you could not. And I'll show you that in my video. I'm going to show you the clip that we did with our team. Keep in mind our team is full of whales, so it's probably going to look easy. It's not that easy. It's pretty hard. Let me know how you guys did. But the big things to take away from this is it's going to refresh every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. You're going to enter an arena where you fight waves of enemies, followed by a boss at the every 3 waves interval, and you need to make sure you do as much damage as possible. So I'll have all the tips and show you exactly what I did coming up here in a second. And then we also want one more note is that you can go in with crewmates and get a buff. If you see this in the bottom right here, you will get buffs based on the amount of crewmates you have in your group. So team up with your guild. That's what's going to make this easier. You're going to get more rewards. Keep in mind, this is something you can fail. You need to prepare for this. You need to prepare now for this, because you can fail this. You can get only 3 bosses and you're going to get less loot. So make sure you're going in with a group of people that you trust, or a group of people that are on your level from your guild. That's going to be your best bet to go into here. And I think that you can repeat this with other things. So I might try to do some carries on my live stream today at 6 p.m. EST. So make sure to check that out. We usually stream every day. So with all of that covered, make sure you also have your food buff active. You can have 1 food buff, and that'll give you your best probability of getting this gear. So let's go ahead and jump into the video, check that out, and I will walk you through what I did and offer you a lot of tips that's going to help you succeed here. Alright, this is the Frontier Clash, and the first thing you want to check is to make sure that you take note of the enemy's buff. Here you can see is Flame Resist today, and that will change as the days goes by, so make sure that you're not having your main DPS weapons or relics that do fire damage. Try to focus off on a little bit of other weapons, but that being said, if you just have a king and that's your main shield breaker, then don't worry about it too much, because you will still be able to shatter shields. It's just going to be doing a bit less, but if you do have the option to switch to like a Shiro or a Meryl or something, I would definitely go ahead and do that. Make sure that you have a food buff on. That's going to be very important, and partying with members from your crew will give you a special buff as well. In addition to that, this is a 4-person party, so please take note that your rolls will play a huge bonus here. If you're a DPS roll, you're getting 40% increased damage, and that's going to go a long way in these dungeons here. Make sure you touch this button on the left to start the encounter, and that will start the countdown timer after the little cutscene of this like pyramid style thing going on here. And the general strategy behind the Frontier Clash, what my group does, is we try to draw everything to a central location, like a kill zone in the middle. And especially if you have a Nemesis, you can stack up a lot of totems, so this makes it really powerful. I like to use a lot of different relics here. You can use 6 different relics in this, because every time a wave transitions, it will be a brief pause and you will be able to switch relic slots with the G key. So you can actually use your Missile Pod and your Magnetic Storm, whatever you want, before the boss wave, and then switch to your Colossus Arms on the boss. And actually here, we deleted the boss on the 3rd wave so fast I didn't even get to make use of my Colossus Arms, unfortunately. But do keep in mind that this is a mega whale group. We are all whales, so this is going to look differently for you. It may be a lot harder. So what we did was we assigned 2 players to use Colossus Arms for the first boss, and 2 players to use Colossus Arms for the second boss. We would normally weave Type V armor into here, but since we don't, or since we have the flame resist buff from the enemies, we just opted out of that one, because Type V does flame damage. So you can see quite a lot of damage. It managed to die before my Colossus Arms even came out, but we did retrieve that first boss chest, and that is going to be something that's important. So every boss that you kill, the faster you go in this 8 minutes, you're going to lock more chests, and every chest has a chance to drop you loot, and that could be the purple gear, and later on it gets better with legendary gear. So there's going to be a lot of really good things and a reason to try in this mode and make sure that you are succeeding well. In addition to that, the enemies will drop various pieces of equipment. Well, not equipment, but material parts. Like if they're a machine, they can drop machine parts, or they'll drop elemental cores. So it's a nice little boost of farm. I got several purple machine parts here, as well as other items, so it definitely goes a long way. So that being said, we'll just go ahead and skip towards the end here and show you the final boss encounter, where we got the 5th chest, and I'll show you my loot results as well. Alright, here we are spawning the last boss, and as you can see, I am getting those purple and blue machine parts as well as gear, so that's really nice to get picked up along the way. And we will be fighting this last boss. It is Barbarossa this time. I believe these things are random, they kind of change up, so it's going to be a little bit different each time. But we are just using the Colossus Arms to absolutely smack this man down before he even gets a chance to do anything. You can see the insane damage numbers coming out here from the Colossus Arms once you get powered up, and that's the reason why I chose it. I really, really enjoy this thing. So at the end, you're going to be a bit confused. What it wants you to do is hit locked down at the bottom, and then you're going to get your loot results. So like here, I'm even trying to click on the chest, so I was like, wait a minute, how do you open these? Oh yeah, that's right, you have to hit locked. But as you can see, I did get a purple shoulder pad and a purple glove, which is huge. My gloves came with volt damage and crit on them. I am so ecstatic and happy, so I'm definitely going to keep that one for a long time to come. So this is kind of like, Genshin Artifacts, if you've ever seen that. And then we have a damage score meter breakdown at the end. You can see yours truly with the number 1, but Lim coming in with the 0.6 behind. Very, very, very close. I think he definitely could probably beat me towards the end here. But that's going to be it for this. Let's go ahead and hop back into the video. Alright, with Frontier Clash out of the way, hopefully those tips will help you and you will get a lot of boxes. Let me know how many boxes you were able to achieve. Let me know. And also, if you saw there, I got some really good loot. I was super excited about that. Alright, so now let's talk about something. Wormhole. Wormhole is not out yet. It will be out at level 41. And since we're level 40 today, that means most likely tomorrow. This is something you're going to want to prepare for, but no one can help you with Wormhole because it is a solo instance. It has a leaderboard attached to it as well, and it's going to be the first person to complete it on time, so make sure you're getting in there really fast. But it's very fun. The catch in Wormhole is that there's no HP regeneration outside of small amounts for power-ups, and sometimes enemies drop some health globes. So whatever health you go on with to the next level is what you're going to have. It's like a gauntlet. You try to make it through several stages all the way to an end boss, and picking some of the power-ups will be very important. I'm going to have a full guide on that coming out tomorrow. I'll show you my Wormhole climb, and I'll give you everything there is to know to make sure that you succeed on that. So just be aware that is coming, and you're going to need to prepare for that. In addition to that, we do have some changes in the Commissary shop. You will notice now that you have access to purple currency, and you're going to be very tempted to buy some purple gear. You can, however, I would wait a little bit, because the thing that you really want to do is focus on good pieces of purple gear that offer the most damage. So the gloves is going to be a very prime piece, especially if you can RNG roll crit plus attack and maybe volt attack or whatever your element may be. If you can get that, the god roll, then you're going to be really set. So I would save up a little bit. Other than the equipment pieces, there's not too much to use your purple currency on. I believe somewhere down the line you can use it for crystals where you can upgrade your gear, but you can also feed purple gear into gear, so it's relatively the same thing. So fishing for strong purple gear may be a decent option, and then once we get access to relic or the legendary gear, then you would just use this as fodder to feed into your pieces. So hang on to your purple pieces right now, this little gear thing here, and just wait a little bit, because tomorrow we're going to start to unlock some more at 42, and then the day after that at 44, so you're going to get access to more things. And when you do Frontier Clash and those other things, you're going to get purple, so you want to see what you get first, stockpile your purple dust, and then you can consider spending it down the line. If you really just can't get a helmet, or you just can't seem to find a pair of pants, then you can specifically target that thing. And keep in mind that Join Operation will also be opening, and you'll be able to get purple items from there. So there's going to be a big variety. It's going to be more about, hey, how do I get max rolls on this item, so you're going to fish around for that. Once you have that fixed in the shop, nothing else has changed here. Everything else should be remaining the same. So that's going to bring us on to our next one, which would just be farming machine parts. Make sure you're keeping on top of that machine part farm. There are several locations with treasure guards, including the one in Warren Snowfield that I showed you at that 900 and -430 spot. That one's a really good one in the previous video. And there are several other good spots with a lot of machine enemies. World bosses are a great source of machine parts as well. They drop usually 1 purple, 3 blues, and 6 greens, and if you're farming them a lot, it seems to go down, but the first couple of kills really gives you quite a bit. So make sure you're doing that, and then forcing open the chest, which will give you those same drops again ×2. So killing Robarg on repeat and Apophis, the easy bosses, is definitely a great way to farm those machine parts. In addition to machine part farming, you should definitely be working towards your achievements, because that XP grind is coming tomorrow, and you're not going to have that much time to grind achievements. You also can probably max out Astra and Bengies at this point. Navia, I'm not super sure about, but we might be getting super close to being able to 100% Navia. So that's what I'm going to be doing the rest of the day. I'm going to be maxing these out so that tomorrow I can focus on grinding experience, because I know that there's no main story to help me out along the way. So that's going to be it for this one. Appreciate you guys watching these daily guides. Of course, we will continue the series, and we're going to have a lot of other good information and tips coming into the future, including a guide for how to maximize your DPS and your rotations. So be on the lookout for that one. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if this information helped you at all whatsoever. And do keep in mind that we have our live stream every day at 6 p.m. EST, so feel free to stop by and ask me any questions about your team comp, what you should level up, the materials you should focus on. I will be there to answer all of those for you. Thanks for watching the video, and we will catch you in the next one.